aloe vera. You know, that plant we've all seen around, soothes sunburns, sits on a kitchen windowsill. Seems pretty innocent.
Ah, right.
But then there's this whole massive company, Forever Living Products, built around it. And get this, they've been going strong since 1978.
Wow.
1978, like that's before I was even born.
Yeah.
How does a company built on aloe last that long? Especially, you know, when you hear multi-level marketing tied to it. Makes you wonder.
Yeah, no, it really is interesting. Forever Living's longevity in the MLM world, which can be pretty unpredictable, it's kind of strange. And you're right, 1978, that's not some new thing. They've been around forever, making billions of dollars globally.
Billions. Okay, now I'm really curious. So what exactly is Forever Living?
So basically, they're a multi-billion-dollar company, right? They make and sell tons of products. We're talking like drinks, supplements, skincare, everything. Aloe vera is their main thing, though, their big ingredient. And their reach is massive, over 140 countries. But here's the thing. They're really into direct selling, or, as most people know it, multi-level marketing.
Okay, so it's more than just aloe vera products. We're talking a whole network of people selling this stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of going to like a store you're buying from your friend who's now a Forever Living distributor or something.
Exactly. Forever Living really emphasizes the forever business owner angle. They offer training, give you materials, the whole 9 yards. Basically, they want to equip people to sell these products themselves. It's this weird mix of product and opportunity they've been marketing for decades now.
All right, now we're getting into the good stuff. They've got this huge global network, this whole opportunity they're pushing, but it all goes back to the aloe, right? Their website keeps mentioning this plant a product to you philosophy. Is that like a real thing or just marketing speak, this plant a product to you thing? Is that legit or just like a bunch of marketing buzzwords?
You know, it's actually pretty interesting. Forever Living takes that philosophy very seriously, like really seriously. They own a ton of aloe vera fields, millions of acres, mostly in the Dominican Republic and Texas.
Wait, aloe vera fields, you mean like actual farms for aloe?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
It's not what you picture when you think of like face cream or vitamins, right? But that's how they do it. It gets even more interesting, though. They actually control the whole process.
Wow.
The growing, the harvesting, the processing, even the manufacturing for a lot of their products.
So they're not just like buying aloe from some random supplier. They're literally out there in the fields getting their hands dirty.
Yeah. You could say that. It's called vertical integration. They own a huge chunk of their own supply chain. And that's not very common. Most companies, especially in this industry, they'd rather outsource all that stuff, avoid the extra cost.
Yeah, that makes sense. So what's the advantage for Forever Living? Is it just like quality control? Or maybe being able to create a whole story around their products? Or is it both?
It's probably a bit of both. I mean, they go on and on about their like state-of-the-art processing and how committed they are to quality. And we're talking millions of dollars in, you know, special equipment and all that. Like, they use this patented stabilization process so that apparently the good stuff in the aloe is preserved like within hours of it being harvested.
So they really want people to know their aloe is like super fresh, super pure.
Right.
I guess it makes sense when you think about how much money they've poured into those farms and processing plants. But let's be real, they're not doing this out of the goodness of their hearts, right? This much control, it's got to be about marketing too, right? You know, boosting those profits.
Oh, totally. Owning their own aloe production, it gives Forever Living this really strong story to tell. It's a pretty smart marketing move, to be honest, especially in an industry where, let's face it, a lot of companies make kind of shady claims or you don't really know where their stuff comes from. But this way, Forever Living can set their own standards, make sure the quality is good, and tell this whole compelling story about like how pure and powerful their aloe is.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, hey, we know exactly where our aloe comes from, and it's the best out there.
Right.
But does owning all the aloe actually mean their products are better? Like, that's the real question.
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, they're definitely putting a lot of faith in their aloe. It's a core part of their brand, their whole marketing strategy. But like with any company, the proof is in the pudding, right? Do their products actually work? And how do they stack up against the competition?
Okay, so we've got this massive aloe-driven company, a global network of people selling their products. But what about the people being pitched this forever opportunity to join the network? What's the deal with that? So this forever opportunity we keep hearing about, let's get into that. They're really pushing this whole idea of, selling aloe and changing your life.
Yeah, they really put the MLM thing front and center, huh?
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, is more transparent than some companies in this whole world, right?
For sure. On their website, they say, you have the potential to earn extra income, plus the time and freedom to build your life according to your dreams. I mean, it sounds amazing. Who wouldn't want that, right? But, we've all heard the stories, criticisms about how MLMs don't always live up to the hype.
Right, exactly. That's the big thing, right? Like, can you actually make money?
Right.
And a lot of times, the way you earn is by recruiting more people, and that can get kind of messy. Ethically questionable, even. People end up with unrealistic expectations.
So is Forever Living different?
Yeah.
Are they offering a real opportunity, or is this just another MLM with, a plant-based makeover?
It's a good question. I mean, we can't ignore the fact that at its core, Forever Living is still an MLM, with all the baggage that comes with that. But there are some interesting things about how they do it. They really focus on training and support for their FBOs, their forever business owners, more than some other MLMs I've looked at. They have online resources, mentorship programs, even in-person events, all to teach people how to sell.
I did notice they have this section on their website called What It Takes, which I thought was interesting. Doesn't try to hide the fact that, it takes actual work.
I know. They're upfront about that, which you don't see very often.
Yeah.
They straight up say you need to be dedicated, work hard, and be willing to learn. They even admit that not everyone's cut out for it, which is surprisingly honest for an industry that sometimes feels like it's all about selling a dream.
That is refreshing. I guess the real question is, does all this training and support actually lead to success for the people selling their products?
Yeah.
Or is it just a really smart way to keep people interested, keep bringing in new recruits? I think that's something for our listeners to think about, do their own research.
Yeah, for sure.
So we covered a lot, huh?
We did.
We went deep on Forever Living, from their literal aloe vera fields to their global network of sellers. We learned about their history, their products, their business model. I got to say, it's been eye-opening.
Yeah, they're a fascinating company when you really dig in. A multi-billion-dollar company with, honestly, a pretty unique approach. I mean, owning that much of their supply chain, that's not common.
Not at all. And the fact that they've been around for over 4 decades in the MLM world, which can be, let's face it, controversial.
Totally.
It makes you wonder about how they do business, what's worked for them, and if it can last. It's a lot to think about.
It really is.
So is Forever Living a company with a genuinely good product and a good opportunity for people who want to, be their own boss?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it, like we talked about, a very well-run marketing machine, playing on people's desire for financial freedom, a side hustle, all that? I think ultimately it's up to each person to decide for themselves. Hopefully, though, this deep dive has given you the information, and maybe sparked some critical thinking about this kind of business. Do your research, ask the tough questions, and decide for yourself.